Auzubillahiminashaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for staying tuned to PTV Sports. You're definitely watching Game On Here. The name happens to be Shahzad Hassan Khan. And with me, all the way from South Africa, we're lucky to have been joined by Miss Cass Naidu. Cass, welcome back. How are you feeling today about the triple header which took place?
Oh, it was an incredible day. It really was. All our teams won, which is amazing.
Yes, I think it's amazing, but obviously for Pakistanis out there, they might still be wondering कि क्या अब पाकिस्तान का कोई chance है? I think we will certainly talk about that, but ladies and gentlemen, obviously we really need to give credit where it's due. South Africa taking it away from India today. Not just that, Bangladesh, I think that was an interesting game, an interesting last over. We have that for our viewers too as well, and with Pakistan, obviously, thank God, we thought that, Pakistan could achieve it in the first 10 overs. But okay, there durust. I think that's what we really need to say.
Yeah, at least Pakistan got their first ever T20 international win on Australian soil. A couple of things could go their way, including some rain, because that's what you were actually praying for. Rain, other results going your way, and you winning the remainder of your game.
Exactly, and thank you very much for the reminder, because from the last 70-20 internationals we have played in Australia, this was the first one ever that we actually won on Australian soil as well. Without any further ado, let's introduce our amazing guest all the way from South Africa, former cricketer and a current coach. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lucky to have been joined by, for the likes of, Mr. Lance Klusener. Goeie middag.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. Wonderful to have you alongside him. Sabiq Kaptan, Pakistan cricket team, wicketkeeper, better. Khawateen o Hazrat, ye hai Mr. Rashid Latif. Assalamu alaikum, Rashid bhai.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
यार जीत गई हमारी टीम
जीत गई हमारी टीम
साउथ अफ्रीका
जीत के भी हारने वाले को जी और उन्हीं के साथ मौजूद है Khawateen Hazrat happens to be one of the best all-rounders, to be very honest. He's been wearing different hats, obviously. Happens to be one of the finest coaches as of now when we talk about modern-day cricket. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lucky to have been joined by Mr. Azhar Mahmood. Azhar bhai, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you very much. Well done to my South African friend.
I mean, why not well done to your Pakistani brothers as well?
Late हो गए.
Thank you very much.
उससे बात करेंगे.
Thank you very much, Azhar bhai, for joining us alongside Mr. Azhar Mahmood. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lucky that we have been joined by one of those most formidable middle-order batter. Not just that, happens to be a former skipper for Pakistan cricket team. People call him with the name of Professor, all with the love. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Mr. Mohammad Hafeez.
And
what
यार
happened?
बताओ क्या है पर्थ गए लेक्चर देने
Where did Mohammad Hafeez go?
here he comes.
All right, here he goes. And there's the reason. जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं आज इस celebration की एक वजह है. हफीज भाई ने अपना नाम बेशक बैड प्रेडिक्टर रखा है, लेकिन आज की इनकी जो प्रेडिक्शन थी तीनों प्रेडिक्शन जबरदस्त.
A wonderful walk-on for the triple winner.
I told you all the way green.
All the way green. He got his predictions right, and we thought, especially since it hasn't always gone his way, today with 3 out of 3, a wonderful walk-on for the professor.
Yeah, once
Mohammad
again.
Hafeez.
यार जिम्बाब्वे को क्यों डालना था इतने सारे लाल कलर भी डाल दिया वो भी ग्रीन होता था
बिल्कुल क्योंकि ऐसे ही मेरे ख्याल है हम एक टीम से रह गए. मैं कैस और आप जो है वो मेरे ख्याल है हमारी प्रेडिक्शन अपने हिसाब से
हमारी किस्मत भी पाकिस्तान की तरह ही है
और एक येलो थी, but I think everybody did well. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Obviously, congratulations to Pakistan. Even though that these were the first 2 points, but at least I think this game will help us gain some momentum, and we certainly do not want to come back with obviously the rest of the losses too as well. But Cass, I think it's about time that we take a good look at the match. So congratulations to all the South African fans out there.
Thank you.
I mean, they really did well today.
Top of the group, South Africa, after beating India by 5 wickets. India won the toss in Perth, decided to bat first, and Lungi Ngidi absolutely broke the back of India's batting in a scintillating power play. And from then on, despite a wonderful innings from Sky, they weren't able to get to a formidable total. South Africa lost their way with the top order batting, but then Markram and Miller time got us across the line.
Exactly, that's what it is. So I think today, let's get started with Lance. Lance, what do you have? What are the takeaways from South Africa's game today at Perth?
I thought they used the conditions well. I thought they used their fast bowlers really well. Two different ways of using fast bowlers. South Africa just used out-and-out pace, and then we saw some magnificent swing bowling from the Indians in the power play as well. So that was just two contrasting styles of almost kind of getting the same result. But I just thought the way we bowled today, I thought Parnell was excellent. Lungi Ngidi missed the last game coming back. I thought that was excellent. So just that tactical change worked straight away for South Africa.
Yep.
And then I thought Surya Kumar was fantastic. It was almost like they'd moved the wicket and he was batting on another flat wicket next door. So he was amazing, but then really just at the end of the day in a low score, one big partnership. I just said the other day, I think he's the form batsman in the world right now. The way he plays, the way he backs himself, the confidence he's got, and the way that he just goes after his shots with the trust. Really, really just fantastic. Easy on the eye. Plays all around the ground as well, you know, deep in his crease for the spin. Times the ball beautifully. I thought he was amazing today. If he had had a little bit of support around him, the result could have been a little bit different today for me.
Exactly, and it was obviously Sky, ladies and gentlemen, from India, who actually did give them that confidence that they might probably be able to defend it with Bhuvneshwar and Arshdeep bowling from the other end as well. And well, it did certainly not happen for India today, but obviously because of the fact that South Africans brought in their A game.
They did, but I wonder if India is starting to look at the fact that you've got Dinesh Karthik there, who is not making runs. You've got KL at the top, who's not making runs. As I said previously, you can mask these issues when you're winning, but when you're losing, Hafeez, there's nowhere to hide.
Well, for sure, the good teams always look into those things where they can improve. So I think India, with this defeat, will learn a lot from the defeat, because they consider themselves one of the best teams. And obviously the fan of cricket around the world wants them to do well in Australia also. I think a couple of areas obviously concern to me when it comes to the combination of the team. I still believe, I said in the last game, like in my understanding of cricket, I think Rishabh Pant would be better choice than Karthik. Whatever mindset Indian team have, the think tank behind must be thinking in a different ways. But I feel, as a fan of cricket, if Rishabh Pant will be in the side, I will feel more confidence. I will go with the more confidence to watch the game of India, because they will have a proper batting. And then I think Ashwin or Akshar, they both are not dealing the pressure of bowling 4 overs. So that is also one of the grey area to me. Maybe Chahal could be a good option, taking wickets in the middle of the over. I'm not saying that Ashwin is not a good bowler, but at the moment I feel whenever there's a situation, team go after him, and then he does not have any clue how to come out of it. So this is the area I think India will definitely look into this.
वाह वंडरफुल. मैं ज़रा राशिद भाई की तरफ बढ़ना चाहता हूँ. राशिद भाई, पर्थ के हवाले से मैं थोड़ी बात करना चाहता हूँ. बात यह है कि जब हम पाकिस्तान की परफॉर्मेंस पे पर्थ के हवाले से बात करते हैं, तो मेरे ख्याल है कि आज ऑडियंसेस को बेहतरीन तरीके से समझ आएगा. हम केएल राहुल की बात करते हैं, हम कोहली की बात करते हैं, या हम शर्मा की बात करते हैं. ऑन दी अदर हैंड, अगर हम क्विंटन डी कॉक की बात करें, हम रिली रॉसो की बात करें, या बबूमा की बात करें, टॉप ऑर्डर बैटर्स इन पर्थ
न्यू बॉल इशू है यहाँ.
बिल्कुल.
न्यू बॉल 8 से 9 ओवर तक न्यू बॉल के ऊपर इशू. उसके बाद 4 ओवर स्पिनर्स के आते हैं. लास्ट 11 ओवर में 4 ओवर स्पिनर्स के आते हैं, वहाँ रन ले सकते हैं. अश्विन को 43 हुआ है, 10th ओवर उसने किया. उसके बाद 98 रन चाहिए था लास्ट 11 ओवर्स में. लेकिन वहाँ पे क्या है, स्पिनर को टारगेट किया उन्होंने. जो मिस्टेक पाकिस्तान ने की थी इन मेलबर्न, सेम मिस्टेक इंडिया ने भी की. क्योंकि अब कैलकुलेशन का गेम है क्रिकेट. वो ये नहीं है कि स्विंग कितनी हो रही, आपको ओवर कौन सा निकालने के. इस वक्त पावर प्ले में 1 ओवर बनता था अश्विन का, 3 विकेटें गिरी हुई हैं, और आप आखिर में अगर लेके जा रहे हो, इसका मतलब है आप मौका दे रहे हो. वहाँ पे एक 6ठा ओवर बनता था, 8वां ओवर बनता था. उसके बाद बीच में 13वां 15वां ओवर के ख़त्म कर सकते थे. बॉल ख़राब नहीं की, उसको इस्तेमाल गलत किया गया. इस्तेमाल जब गलत किया गया तो उसकी वजह से ये चीज़ हो सकती है. और एक और चीज़, अर्शदीप ने 3 दफ़ा बॉलिंग की है रायली रोसो को, 3 टाइम डक.
Yeah, exactly. I think obviously that's how Arshdeep has been following. You know, one time it's coming in, the other time it's coming out. I believe it's confusing as well. But I want to come back to Azhar bhai over. Azhar bhai, अब जैसे इन्होंने अर्शदीप की बात की है, मैं सिर्फ एक और छोटी सी बात जो यहाँ पर जानना चाहता हूँ हमारी व्यूअर्स की भी बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए. अब जब साउथ अफ्रीका के हवाले से उन्होंने सीम की या टर्म की बात की, तो उन्होंने कहा कि 0.4 to 0.5 degrees was the turn South African bowlers were able to get. Arshdeep, on the other hand, contrary, India has been at the top of the table with 1.4 degree turn as well, which obviously is very difficult for the batters to face. तो इंडिया के बैटर्स फिर क्यों फेल हो गए साउथ अफ्रीकन बॉलर्स के अगेंस्ट टॉप ऑर्डर?
देखें, अगर आप साउथ अफ्रीका की देखें, आई थिंक जिस तरह वैन पार्नल ने पहला ओवर किया, ही सेट द टोन. मतलब उसके जो फिगर थे 3 उसने आउट किए. دین نگیٹی جس وقت آیا انہوں نے ایکسٹرا آئی تھنک آج کے میچ میں اگر آپ دونوں اننگز کو دیکھیں تو آپ کو ایک طرف جو ہے نا پیور ہاسٹائل بالنگ آپ کو نظر آئے گی جو ساؤتھ افریقہ کی شیئر پیس ان کی لینتھ اگر آپ دیکھیں تو اٹ واز ہارڈ لینتھ اٹیکنگ دا بیٹسمین ود اے شارٹ پچ ڈیلیوریز اور آئی تھنک ان کی جو ساری کامیابی میں آئی تھنک کہ یو کین گیو کریڈٹ ٹو رباڈا کہ جس طرح کے انہوں نے 2 کیچز کیے ہیں اٹ واز ڈیفیکلٹ کیچ ایبسلیوٹلی بریلینٹ
Indian follow wickets as well.
یہ شارٹ پچ بال تھا ٹھیک ہے ایکسٹرا بیٹ آف باؤنس لائک اگر یہی کہیں اور ہوتا تو آپ دیکھیں گے یہ گڈ بال تھا وہ ون ڈے کرکٹ والی شاٹ جو ہے نا وہ پرتھ میں کھیلنے گئے یہ دیکھیں ایکسٹرا باؤنس ہوا ہے یہ والا بال جس کی وجہ سے جو ہے نا یہ گریٹ کیچ ہے اگر آپ دیکھیں کہ اس ٹورنامنٹ میں جتنے کیچز چھٹے ہیں اس کے بعد اگر آپ دیکھیں تو یہ زبردست تھا تو جو میں بات کر رہا تھا آپ سے دوسری طرف آپ دیکھیں اگر آپ سوئنگ کی بات کرتے ہیں یا کوالٹی بریلینٹ کیچ تو یہ ان کو کریڈٹ جاتا ہے ان کی بالنگ جو تھی وہ اچھی تھی لیکن ان کے فیلڈرز نے ان کی سپورٹ بھی کی اس کی اگر آپ دوسری طرف دیکھیں مطلب سوریہ کمار یادو کی بات تو یہاں کرنی پڑے گی کہ ہی واز کلاس ایکٹ جس طرح وہ جیسے لاسٹ نے بات کی کہ وہ ایسا لگ رہا تھا کہ کسی ڈفرینٹ پچ پہ کھیل رہا ہے اور اگر آپ اس کی شاٹ کی کوالٹی دیکھیں کہ جس طرح اس نے فاسٹ بالر کی پیس یوز کی ہے اگر یہاں پہ بال آ رہا تھا تو جس طرح وہ ڈیپ جا کے آن دا سائڈ جا کے اس نے جو شاٹس کھیلی ہیں انبلیویبل اور پھر وہ اسپنر پہ جو اتنا لیٹ نکلا ہے جو اس نے سامنے چھکا مارا ہے ایبسلیوٹلی بریلینٹ اگر آپ بات کر رہے تھے کہ ان کی سوئنگ کی بات کریں اگر انڈین بالر کی میں نے صبح بھی کہا تھا کہ آپ ان کی بالنگ کو انڈر اسٹیمیٹ نہ کریں آئی تھنک کہ ان کے تینوں بالر جو ہیں بھووی ارشدیپ اینڈ شیمی اگر آپ ان کی رسک پوزیشن دیکھیں کہ رسک پوزیشن اتنی اچھی ہے بھووی کا اگر آپ اس کا ایکشن دیکھیں نا اٹس بریلینٹ کہ سٹل سی چینج ہے اس کے ایکشن اتنا ٹائٹ ہے اور اس کا بال دیکھیں کہ لیٹ سوئنگ ہوتا ہے ہلکا سا سوئنگ سیم ہوتا ہے بال کو اور اگر آپ ارشدیپ کو دیکھیں تو اس کی کوالٹی کیا ہے کہ اگر آپ دیکھیں کہ جو بال اس کا اندر آتا ہے ایک تو وہ پش کرتا ہے دوسرا جو بال ہے وہ نیچرل ویریشن کہلاتی ہے کہ وہ بال اگر آپ اس کی سیم دیکھیں وہ ایسے آ رہی ہوتی ہے لیکن اس کی لائن اتنی اچھی ہے کہ وہاں سے اگر وہ نیچرل ویریشن وہاں سے بال ہولڈ کرتا ہے تو گیند باہر جاتا ہے تو پیور جو ہے نا آئی تھنک کہ انڈین جو ہے میرے خیال میں دے آر ڈوئنگ سم تھنگ ریئلی گڈ اباؤٹ دیئر رسک پوزیشن اینڈ ایوری تھنگ کہ آپ یو کین سی اٹ کہ ایوری بالر can swing the ball and seam the ball. They don't have the pace like we have or Pakistan have or South African have, but they have the accuracy, which is brilliant.
Exactly, that's great to listen. Thank you very much for that. I think we're going to learn from it as well. Coming back to you, Lance, I mean, obviously our skipper's not been informed, but so is yours. Now, what's wrong, do you think, that in days to come, because Bavuma have been the talk of the town even before the World Cup, how do you think that, that things will start to settle for Bavuma?
Yeah, it's always an interesting one. I suppose you could throw Finch in there as well. Also
well, he's just said now the whole batting lineup is firing, barring me.
And Kane, as well, So
it's not a captain's World Cup.
Tough.
And Butler as well.
It's a line of captains.
I think it's a disease going around.
Rohit.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
You're throwing the names in.
Brilliant. It's a tough one. It's one thing if you're not in form and you're not the captain. The complications come when you are the captain for the competition, So, Tamba's been struggling for a while. I think, let's not forget, he's also coming back from a 3-month injury. So, straight back into a tough series against India. It's never tough against that bowling attack up front. So, he landed in the frying pan there, and it's proved that it's not easy either for opening batsmen Australia. It is a problem. We do have Reza Hendricks on the sidelines, who's been playing really well. I'm glad I don't have to make that decision.
It takes a very courageous selection panel to drop a captain in a World Cup.
True.
But this is how I think he's a captain, but he can become a leader. If you really think about out of his own personality, like how I can add value into the team, because at the moment the team looks very nicely gelled, very nicely composed, but I think the only 2 things I can suggest, I can recommend, if South Africa will do, number one, Reza Hendricks should get into the side no matter how. If Mohammad think he's not adding any value, he can have a game off or whatever way he can give a chance to Hendricks, would be nice. And also I think Shamsi should play, no matter what, because Shamsi can give you wickets. If you think like someone just bowl 4 overs and don't take any wickets and just give 35 or 30 runs, you are okay with that? I personally will go with the wickets, and I think Shamsi can provide you that.
And I think you need that, especially if you're going to remove top order batters and then that middle order suddenly starting to fire. In those middle overs, he is pivotal in picking up wickets.
Absolutely, and that's what, after 6 over, if you have a wicket taker in your spin lineup, there's all, like, the team can stop the other team to get to the power. So that's the reason it's very important to have a wicket taker spinner. As we have seen, Zampa has done that for Australia, but now he's not available because of the COVID issues. Hasaranga used to have that thing.
Shadab is doing it.
Shadab is doing from a very long period of time. Rashid Khan is also one of those. Whenever he takes wicket, they have more chances to win. So I think somewhere these two things, if South Africa will do, it will be good for them.
I think this is a valid point. You know, people think, you know, that his strike rate or, you know, economy rate is not great, but he was playing in subcontinent, you know, like on the smaller pitches. But in Australia, when the boundary is bigger, so he's...
And he will get a little bit more bounce because of his wrist.
And he will be another wicket-taking option. You already have 4,
Yeah,
so you
why not have a
fifth one as well.
It's a good point.
And I think also you can't look to cover up the cracks in the batting by choosing a spinner that might actually give you runs at the end, who isn't going to pick up wickets. So Maharaj is almost like that safe option. And I think if you're going to start getting into the crunch games, you need to pick up wickets.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, like, better, you know, like, you got 6 batters, they have to do the job. But I understand, you know, like, teams, we coaches, you know, we like to have number 7 and number 8 for our cushions as well, you know, like, we say it, you know, like, yes, if Parnell is batting 7, I think he's not number 7, he's number 8.
Yeah.
So you need someone at number 7 to get a bit more balance.
But the way they're batting at the moment, there seems to me a complete batting lineup. Obviously, Bhuma as a captain has to decide about his own destiny, where he wants to be.
Could he get a tactical injury, like, a bit of lower back?
Yeah, whatever way he can give a chance, or give opportunity to Reza Hendricks, because he like what I watched during my career when he used to play against us. He was a wonderful player of T20. He has all the strokes. He has all the range of shot what required in a T20 cricket. So I think if he will play, he will add more value.
जी राशिद भाई आप बैठ करने
शमशी खेलेगा क्या है तब्रेज खेलेगा
जी
पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ क्योंकि बहुत अच्छा रिकॉर्ड है अगेंस्ट पाकिस्तान मे भी महाराज या लुंगी अंगीडी ना खेले
निगीडी
हाँ
पिछला भी नहीं खेला लेकिन given the performances
आप पाकिस्तानी प्योर फैन है इसलिए आपको लग रहा है कि निगीडी खेलेगा
नहीं पिछला मैच नहीं खेला
लेकिन he will play for sure, like जो आज की उसने बॉलिंग की है
ये आप देख लेंगे ना उस दिन भी देख लेंगे
अगर अभी तक हमने मैच जीते देखा है बैटिंग के जोर पर अगर किसी ने बॉलिंग के जोर पर मैच जिताया तो ये पहला मैच है
हाँ ऐसे ही
जिसको आप टैग कर सकते हैं that he won the game only because of his 4 overs.
Exactly, that's wonderful, but I think we really need to bring in Markram over here as well. You know, we need to talk about their partnership, you know, because I believe that was fantastic and that was the driving force. So, Lance, I'll come back to you as well. You know, because when the top order does not really do well, you know, we've seen certain teams where, you know, it is a domino effect with their middle order as well. But they really stood, they made sure, you know, because you've been speaking about it, that, you know, if that partnership goes beyond 50, you develop it to 80 and, you know that you're going into the right direction. So, your words for both the batters.
Yeah, I thought it was excellent. I thought it was naughty of them to leave work on the table for the other batters.
Agreed.
You know, if you're both getting 50s, at least one of you need to be not out at the end there. So that's always a little bit of a complication. Is yes, it's nice to have that partnership, but one of those needs to be, you know, maybe 70 not out. They played really well. I think there's been there's just been a little bit of question marks over the way Markram has been playing as well. So from that middle order point of view, it's nice to see him, you know, get in the runs, get in the partnership, and get a little bit of confidence.
Well, that's what I wanted to add. The position they were in, the situation of the game, I think they handled things very well. They absorbed the pressure. They given themselves enough chance to understand and hold something for the India, because that time they were cruising. They got 3 wickets early on, and if one of them can take the game away from South Africa. So I think they both given themselves enough good chance to get settled and then take the game on. And I think Markram innings, yes, it's not the one of the very eye-catching T20 innings, but the situation that time I think demanded what he did. So I'm really impressed the way Markram handled the pressure, and also David Miller. We all know how destructive he could be, and he won the game at the end.
Rashid?
मिडिल ओवर में ना थोड़ा इंडियन पेस स्लो थी, न्यू बॉल पे स्विंग उनको मिली, आगे बॉल पिच की उन्होंने, लेकिन मिडिल ओवर में आपको थोड़ा पीछे, यहाँ पे पेस 140 प्लस अगर होती 145 तक, जैसे साउथ अफ्रीकन की भी थी, उनकी भी बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं थी, लेकिन बॉल करनी आती थी यहाँ पे। मेरे ख्याल से जो पीछे बॉल की मैनेज हुई है वो मार्करम में भी और मिलर ने भी मैनेज हुई है, स्लो पेस थी, जिसकी वजह से आगे तो न्यू बॉल से उन्होंने डैमेज कर दिया, लेकिन इनको आइडिया था खेलने का यहाँ, क्योंकि इनकी पिचेस डरबन की हो या जोबर्ग की ऐसी पिचेस होती हैं वहाँ पे, तो इनको आइडिया था। और कैलकुलेशन देखिए, पहली इनिंग और दूसरी इनिंग में यही फर्क होता है कि आपको स्पिनर को कहाँ छुपाना है। साउथ अफ्रीका ने हालांकि 16वां ओवर करवाया है महाराष्ट्र से, वो भी लेट है। पर्थ में आप जितनी जल्दी हो सकता है ख़त्म करा दें, यहाँ पे विकेट कम मिलती हैं स्पिनर्स को, फास्ट बॉलर ही आपका मेन होता है। मेरे ख्याल से जिस तरह से अर्शदीप ने भी बॉल की शॉर्ट ऑफ लेंथ की, तो यहाँ पे टाइम मिला है इनको, तो पेस की वजह से शायद ज़्यादा एडवांटेज साउथ अफ्रीका।
आई थिंक राशिद भाई उसमें अगर आप देखें ना, वो तो विथ दी है। अगर आप देखें कि आज जो पाकिस्तान ने भी बॉलिंग की है उसमें विथ नहीं थी, मतलब लाइन में जब आपके पास पेस होती है, अगर आप बैट्समैन के हाथ खुलने देते हैं ना तो फिर इस ईजी हो जाता है। अगर आप मिलर का भी शॉट देखें तो डाउन द लेग साइड था तो उसने किया, तो जब आप विथ देते हैं तो ईजी हो जाता है बैट्समैन के लिए। आगे शॉट था, लेकिन पांड्या आज काफी तेज बॉलिंग कर रहा था, 88 पे बॉलिंग कर रहा था, 88 89 पे।
लेकिन मैं एक सवाल करना चाहता हूँ, अगर हर एक टीम स्पिनर को टारगेट कर रही है जो हमने देखा है, तो क्यों नहीं कॉम्बिनेशन के अंदर एक फास्ट बॉलर ऑलराउंडर या ऐसे कॉम्बिनेशन को क्यों नहीं, हम दो क्यों नहीं खिला सकते? अगर हार्दिक पांड्या खेल रहा है, अगर आपको पता था कि आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया जा रहे हैं, तो आपके पास दूसरी ऑप्शन क्यों नहीं है? जैसे पाकिस्तान के पास ऑप्शन नहीं है ऐसी, तो इसमें सबसे बेहतर
पाकिस्तान तो लेके नहीं गया ना,
इसमें सबसे बेहतर अगर मैं देखूं तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के पास कॉम्बिनेशन ठीक है, उनके पास 2-3 बैट्समैन ऐसे हैं जो बॉलिंग कर सकते हैं सीम अप, और अगर मैं देखूं तो न्यूजीलैंड के पास वो एबिलिटी मौजूद है
और अर्ली सीजन है
जी।
क्योंकि अगर आप इसमें देखें ना कि जो आप बॉलर एक्स्ट्रा बॉलर आपका मीडियम पेसर खेलेगा ना, तो लास्ट में जो अभी जो रूल चेंज हुआ है कि अगर आप टाइम पे ओवर नहीं करते तो आपको एक एक्स्ट्रा फील्डर अंदर लाना पड़ेगा, तो उसमें आपका प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है कि अगर आपके
फील्डर अंदर आना ज्यादा खतरनाक हो जाता है।
नहीं, लेकिन अगर आप देखें आपको टाइम मिल जाता है, अगर आप थोड़ा जल्दी रोटेट करें, थोड़ा जल्दी चेंज ओवर करें, तो आपके आराम से ओवर हो जाए।
लेकिन आप देखें अगर जो आज पर्थ का पिच था ना, यहाँ पे बॉल ज्यादा बाउंस हो रहा है, सारा कुछ हो रहा है, तो स्पिनर का इस वजह से इतना ज्यादा काम नहीं आ रहा। अगर आप देखें ब्रिस्बेन में देखें, अगर आप सिडनी में देखें, दूसरी जगह पे ना आपको स्पिनर की जरूरत,
सिडनी में जाएं तो जरूर खिलाएं, लेकिन अगर ऐसी कंडीशन है तो आपके पास आपने मैच तो नहीं ना हारना कि स्पिनर खिलाना है, मैच भावें हार जाइए।
देखिए आपने आज जो प्रेडिक्शन की थी आपकी ठीक हो गई, ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਆਪਣੀ प्रेडिक्शन खराब करनी है बॉलर को आके। I think I want to come back to Lance over here. So Lance, obviously, you know, even with South Africa, they did have a few good chances, you know, where India was dropping a lot of catches today, which was not really very the stance of India, because every time we would see India was one of those teams who would actually make sure to cover all their bases, may it be fielding, may it be running in between the wickets, may it be their top order. So yes, obviously they did fell short. So I'm going to share those clips with you two as well, and want to ask you about Stubbs, you know, because he's still a concern for South African team. Yeah, Lance?
Yeah, well, he's a concern.
Kohli?
I think what we don't, it's not about making an excuse for him, but what I did see was there's quite a bit of wind that swirls in those circular stadiums.
Okay.
And it has proved to be, you know, quite difficult to catch in those stadiums that are circular. Also, they're big stadiums, so the ball stays in the crowd and in the lights for a long time. But again, you know, they were just off colour. I think Rohit mentioned it in the post-match that it wasn't a good day for them in the field. And, you know, if you want to win the World Cup, you can't field like that.
And there was
That's
this one run-out they missed as well.
And there was a run-out that was, you know, a shoe-in really on any other day.
They looked to be under pressure by a South African team that was just hunting for more than ones. They were chasing the twos. They were really putting the Indian fielders under
and there's
pressure.
big spaces on those fields as well. There's big areas, you know, on a normal size field, you know, maybe it's a 30-meter gap, but here it's like 45 meters. So there's a lot of space out there that teams that run well can put you under pressure. And India They were off colour. There was lots of spaces. The wind was swirling. They had a poor day. If they want to win the World Cup, they need to be better than that.
Is it something you're still keeping inside? You want to say and you're not sharing?
Why are you asking that?
Are we
Just
only
asking.
halfway yet?
Okay. Okay. you know,
फिटनेस लेवल हाई था साउथ अफ्रीकन का ना ये ग्राउंड ये लोग खेल के आए हुए हैं थोड़ा सा खींचता होगा एशियन प्लेयर की टांगें खींची जाती हैं यहाँ पे तो बड़ा ग्राउंड है थोड़ा फील्डिंग में इश्यूज आते हैं हमारे प्लेयर्स को
मुझे एक चीज ऐड करना है कि इंडिया की बैटिंग को देख के आज मजा नहीं आया बिल्कुल
जी।
सूर्या कुमार यादव की जो इनिंग्स थी वो बहुत ब्रेव इनिंग्स थी
Yeah.
बहुत ब्रेव सोल है वो हालांकि वो टेक्निकली इतना आई कैचिंग नहीं है
Yeah.
व्हेन इट कम्स
अब हो गया यार मैं ये बात आज कर रहा था कि अब हो गया थोड़ा अब हो गया
वो बहुत टेक्निकली सॉलिड प्लेयर नहीं है लेकिन वो इतना ब्रेव है कि वो अपने आप को उसकी वजह से कवर कर जाता है कि उसकी जो शॉर्ट रेंज है वो इतनी दिलेरी से खेलता है कि उसको वो उसकी टेक्निक पीछे रह जाती है तो मेरा ख्याल है कि आज की इनिंग्स उनकी बहुत मैंने अब तक जितना सूर्या कुमार को देखा सबसे अच्छी इनिंग्स मैंने आज खेलते हुए देखी
मुझे पिछले मैच वाली उनकी इनिंग थोड़ी सी मुझे उनकी शॉट्स क्लासी लगी
लेकिन मुझे उससे भी ज्यादा मजा आया बाकी बैट्समैनों का जंपिंग करना
Yeah.
कि जैसे वो पिच के ऊपर डांस कर रहे थे जंप कर रहे थे ऐसा लग रहा था उनके नीचे को स्प्रिंग लगा हुआ है
ऐसा ही है
तो
बिल्कुल
ये एक ऐसी चीज है जिसको इंडिया को देखना पड़ेगा कि अगर उन्हें वाकई वहां पे चैंपियन बनना है
Yeah.
तो उनके बैट्समैनों को थोड़ा सा और दिल गुर्दा जो है वो दिखाना
लेकिन मैं लैंस की बात पे भी आना चाहता हूँ जब उन्होंने कहा कि हम मिलर और मार्क्रम को फिनिश करता देखना चाहते थे उसके बाद जैसे हम स्टब्स को भी हमने पिछले मैच में देखा ये ऊपर लेके आए लेकिन वो मेरा नहीं ख्याल कि उनका प्लान सक्सेसफुल हो मैं आपको जरा फॉलो विकेट्स भी दिखाता हूँ जरा एक दफा आप भी हमें बताइए
मिलर ने फिनिश किया ना
मिलर यस
मिलर फिनिश
मार्क्रम
गुड फिनिशर
ये बड़ी सॉफ्ट डिसमिसल है व्हेन इट कम्स टू डिकॉक
Well
की जो बैटिंग
bowled.
है ये ऑब्वियसली डन बाय विद द स्विंग बैट शॉट टू बी ऑनेस्ट फ्रॉम अ मैन हु ऑलरेडी इन अ रियल गुड फॉर्म
Yeah.
scored a century in the last inning if he will play something like this obviously you put yourself and also the team into deep trouble Buvuma we seen like he's struggling he's not playing the T20 flair of cricket and that's a concern to me over South African team to go further कितने कैच छोड़ने थे उन्होंने भाई एक तो पकड़ नहीं था भाई I think it's a poor shot in the situation where Miller hit 2 sixes a youngster given that opportunity away I think it's not something as a junior or as an international player you should do once you know that the things are in our control वहाँ पे तो हल्का सा टैप करके सिंगल लेनी और मैच जो है फिनिश करना है लेकिन वो उसने थोड़ा सा जो है ना वो क्योंकि ग्रीन शर्ट पहनी हुई थी तो थोड़ा सा उसके अंदर जो है ना वो रंग आ गया
अभी इसमें ये जो शॉट खेली है ये ऐसा नहीं है कि यंग प्लेयर को लिबर्टी दी है इन लोगों ने कि आप इस तरह से खेल सकते हैं यंग प्लेयर को डेवलप कर रहे हैं दूसरे एंड पे मिलर है जो कि फिनिशर है
नहीं आप देते हैं लेकिन आप अंधाधुंध फायरिंग तो नहीं ना कर देते या आप देख के तो कम से कम अगर आपने छलांग ही लगानी है तो देख के तो लगाओ तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि वहां पे एज इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेटर विद द सिचुएशन ऑफ द गेम जहाँ पे मिलर ने 2 6 लगा दिए हैं वहां पे तो उसने एक टैप करना मिड ऑन की तरफ सिंगल लेना है उसने मैच को चलाना और मैच खत्म वो ज्यादा बेहतर है मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि लिबर्टी नहीं होनी चाहिए लेकिन एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द गेम भी तो आपके अंदर होनी चाहिए कि आपने किस वक्त कौन सी शॉट कहाँ खेलनी
आई थिंक ये बड़ा अच्छा क्वेश्चन था एज अ कोच जो ना मैं उसकी बात करूंगा कि आप अपने प्लेयर्स को लिबर्टी देते हैं जैसे इन्होंने बात बोली अब अगर आप देखें सूर्या कुमार यादव जब आया है उसने आके काउंटर अटैक किया है अगर वो उसी तरह खेलता तो वो सिचुएशन नहीं थी ठीक है जब आप बॉलर के ऊपर अटैक करते हो पहला आपने देखा कि वो स्लिप के बीच में से उसका चौका हुआ और उसके बाद उसके शॉट लगे यही बात है कि ये जब आप फ्रीडम की बात करते हैं ना कि एक प्लेयर आपका खड़ा हुआ है और दूसरे को आप फ्रीडम दें अब सिचुएशन पे खेलना जाहिर सी बात है कि जो अब 12 रन रह गए हैं और 16 बॉलें हैं तो वहाँ पे आपको थोड़ा सा है लेकिन वो ये है कि जो यंग प्लेयर है उनको ये फ्रीडम दिया हुआ है जैसे अगर आप उसकी शॉट देखें रायली रूसो की तो वो ऐसे ही खेलेगा मेरे साथ वो 100 में था मेरे साथ वो मुल्तान में था तो वो ऐसे ही खेलता है पिछले मैच में उसकी लगनी शुरू हो गई थी एंड वो क्लियर कर गया तो आज उसकी अगर नहीं लगी आई नो कि इस पिच पे थोड़ा सा आप कहते हो एज अ कोच भी आप कहते हो यार कि व्हाट इज दिस वेरी फर्स्ट बॉल और सेकंड बॉल यू नो आप जा रहे हो अगर वही कनेक्ट हो जाती तो आपने कहना था वेल डन गुड शॉट
Yeah.
so that,
I mean, that's what we want. You know, that's what we're looking for in T20. We want the ball to connect, right? But Lance, what about Stubbs? You know,
Yeah, he's still a young, lots of talent. Great numbers when you look at his stats. His strike rate and his average is fantastic. I think he belongs there. I think we've got Heinrich Klaassen, who's still who's on the side, who's not playing, who's a fantastic cricketer as well. So that might be something that they want to think about. I think they believe Stubbs is probably a better finisher than Klusener, but which is fine. I don't have a problem with him playing in that team. I think as long as he's getting good guidance, as long as he's getting good coaching, I think it's great to get the younger players in there playing in an established batting order. So let's see. He comes with a big reputation.
So is it the conditions for him?
And that's one thing, you need to live up to that reputation. No, I don't think so. I think the conditions are better the later you bat in the game.
Okay.
You know, if you're opening the batting, it's really tough, as we've seen. But I think conditions for him are ideal towards the end of an innings.
I think for him, it's a learning curve. You know, like, for example, if you go and sit down in his room and see, okay, 12 needed of 16 ball, you know, now I need to finish the game from there on. He's a young guy, you know, he's new to international cricket as well. So.
Yeah, so, I mean, the communication was probably there with David, you know, get a single.
Yeah.
But that's probably not the percentage shot to play to try and get a single. You could just knock it up the ground.
Thank you very much for saying that, because, you know, when Babar Azam actually got run out, I seriously think that wasn't really a good call. And we have actually discussed about it too as well, where Lance, you know, over here spoke about, you know, whether which hand to, you know, carry the bat in, how to change the hands, which way the ball is, and who really needs to kind of shout for the run too as well. I think we're done with the South African game. We're going to move down to now Pakistan versus Netherlands, and let's see whether we did well or not. I mean, we did win, but do you think that, you know, that's the way we should have won against Netherlands? That's something I would want to hear from our amazing panelists. Khawateen और ज़ात हमारे साथ रहिएगा. जब वापस आएंगे पाकिस्तान और नेदरलैंड्स के मैच के हवाले से बात करेंगे. जा रहे एक छोटे से ब्रेक की तरफ. आप लोग कहीं नहीं जाइएगा. बहुत जल्द वापस आ रहे हैं.